Asterisk Jimin took another long drag on the cigarette, the smoke dancing around him in wisps as he listened to the sounds of the river, the faint rumble of traffic carried along the breeze. Otherwise, it was quiet, peaceful, calm, asterisk until, that is, a quiet, low asterisk 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 thump asterisk 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 came from behind him, the sound of footsteps. He stayed still for a moment, his hand slipping into his jacket as he turned to face the newcomer. Asterisk the moment Jimin turned, the wind shifted, carrying not just the scent of river water and smoke, but something sharper beneath it. Asterisk expensive cologne. Asterisk JIKOOK stepped out from the shadows at the edge of the pier, his hands tucked casually into his coat pockets. His tie was loose, hair slightly tousled, like he'd been running through hell to get here. Peaceful night. Asterisk asterisk, he said smoothly. Asterisk asterisk, for someone who's supposed to be miles away. Asterisk, a slow smirk played on his lips as he took a step forward. Did you really think I wouldn't figure it out? Asterisk, his eyes flicked past Jimin to where the cargo van waited, then back. Or did you want me to? Asterisk, for a second, Jimin's expression held a flicker of surprise. He quickly smothered it, leaning against an iron pillar as he took another slow drag on his cigarette. Let's just say you're not as hard to read as you think. Asterisk asterisk asterisk, he replied lightly, eyeing JIKOOK through the cloud of smoke. Asterisk, he took his time, taking in every detail. Asterisk, the slightly wild eyes, the disheveled hair, that damn dark smirk. Asterisk got him it. He'd missed him. Asterisk JIKOOK chuckled lowly as he took a few more slow, measured steps forward, each one bringing him closer to the other man. His eyes never left Jimin's face. He was so damn beautiful, so infuriatingly calm. He wanted to unravel that composure so badly. Asterisk, he stopped when there was little more than a few inches between them, so close he could see the pulse flickering at the base of Jimin's throat. It was so damn fast. Asterisk Jimin let out a slow breath of smoke, watching it drift between them like a barrier, one that was slowly burning away. JIKOOK's proximity sent heat crawling under his skin, but he refused to flinch, refused to give him the satisfaction. Asterisk instead, he tilted his head slightly, voice smooth as velvet. You really came all this way just to lose again. Asterisk, his eyes flicked down, just for a second, to JIKOOK's lips. Asterisk, then back up. Or did you miss me? Asterisk, a low, sharp sound rumbled out of JIKOOK's chest when he noticed where Jimin's gaze had gone. Jimin was trying to act indifferent, to act annoyed, even, but the way he kept looking at his mouth told a different story. Asterisk, he took another half step forward, closing even more of the gap between them. The heat that had been simmering low in his gut flared higher as he watched Jimin's eyes darkening. So beautiful, so goddamn stubborn. Who says I'm the one who's losing? Asterisk, the challenge in JIKOOK's voice made Jimin's pulse spike. He inhaled deeply on the cigarette, the heat at his core building. He wanted to close the gap, wanted to feel every heated inch of that muscular body against his, those lips on his. Asterisk, but he couldn't. Not yet, not before he made a point. Asterisk, he took a slow drag on his cigarette, blowing out a stream of smoke in Jungkook's face with a small, sharp smile. The fact that you're here, asterisk, the smoke in his face, should have irritated him, but it only made the heat inside Jungkook flare hotter. He reached forward, plucking the cigarette from Jimin's fingers and taking a slow drag himself. Asterisk, he exhaled a plume of smoke, eyes never once leaving Jimin's face. He wanted to kiss away that smirk so badly, to press the other man against that pillar. And, or maybe, I just wanted to see you. Asterisk, 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 he replied roughly. Wanted to see the look on your face when I found your little trap. Asterisk, Jimin watched him take the cigarette, a surge of heat going through him at the sight of them, sharing the same smoke, but he stubbornly pushed that feeling aside, refusing to let it show on his face. The bastard's words, however, broke through his calm demeanor. Asterisk, he tried not to think about how goddamn sexy that gravelly tone was, or the idea of Jungkook coming so far just to see him. Asterisk, he crossed his arms, lifting an eyebrow. And now that you've seen it, are you satisfied? Jungkook exhaled sharply through his nose, eyes darkening as he stepped even closer, so close their chests nearly touched. He could see the way Jimin's breath hitched, the way his fingers twitched at his sides. Satisfied? Asterisk, he let out a low, rough chuckle. I haven't even started yet. Asterisk, his hand shot out, not to strike, but to grip the back of Jimin's neck with startling force. His thumb brushed just under Jimin's jaw, possessive, dangerous. You think you've won? You think running a few trucks through a dirty river proves anything? Asterisk, he leaned in until their foreheads almost touched. Asterisk, you still tremble when I touch you, still watch my mouth like you're dying to taste it. Asterisk, a smirk tugged at his lips. Asterisk, so no, far from satisfied. Jimin's heart stuttered at the sudden movement, at the force and heat of Jungkook's grip on his neck, the way he was touching him, the way he was looking at him, made his mind spin, but he had to hold himself together. He wouldn't give in. Asterisk, he swallowed hard, trying to stay calm as adrenaline, and something else raced through him like fire. But the way Jungkook was so brutally honest and so goddamn correct made it so damn hard to think. Asterisk, he opened his mouth, but nothing came out. For once, Jimin had no snark, no slick comeback, just the ragged pull of his breath and the fire blazing in his eyes. Jungkook smirked, feeling the other man's pulse thrum wildly under his thumb. Asterisk, powerless. Asterisk, beautiful. Nothing to say. Asterisk, he murmured. Asterisk, asterisk. Guess I finally broke your pretty mouth. Asterisk, he leaned in, so close their lips brushed with every word. Asterisk, but don't worry, I'll give you something else to do with those lips. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. A shaky breath left Jimin as his heart slammed in his chest. The way Jungkook was talking to him, the way their lips were brushing with every goddamn word, made his body ache, made the heat between them flare hotter than ever. But Jimin was still holding it together by a thread. It wasn't over yet. Asterisk, it almost sounded like a growl when he finally forced himself to speak, voice so goddamn breathless. It was almost a whisper. Asterisk, asterisk, you talk too much. Let out a sharp, low laugh, more of a growl than anything else. Jimin was still fighting, still trying to be in control. Asterisk, he loved it. Asterisk, his grip tightened at the back of Jimin's neck, pulling him impossibly closer, until there was no space left between them, just heat and hunger, and the unspoken war raging beneath their skin. Then shut me up. Asterisk, he challenged, voice rough like gravel. If you think you can. Asterisk, Jimin let out a soft, dangerous laugh, low and dark, like thunder before the storm. His hands shot up fast, gripping Jungkook's lapels hard as he yanked him forward. Asterisk, and then he kissed him. Asterisk, not gentle, not sweet. It was brutal, punishing, lips crashing together, with years of pent-up rage and longing, a clash of teeth and tongue, dominance warring for control, as if this single kiss could decide the entire war between them. Asterisk, he bit down on Jungkook's lower lip, hard enough to sting, and pulled back just an inch. How's that for shutting you up? Jungkook's hands dropped instinctively to Jimin's hips, gripping so tight it almost hurt. He kissed back with just as much force, taking everything he'd been holding back and pouring it into this single, heated kiss. It was a battle for dominance, a fight for control, and they both loved every goddamn second of it. He groaned into the kiss as Jimin bit his lip, the pain a sharp, delicious contrast to the heat flaring through him. Asterisk, he broke away for air, just long enough to speak against Jimin's lips. That all you got? Asterisk, asterisk, then do better. Asterisk, 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 Jimin bit back breathless, challenging, before crashing his lips back onto Jungkook's with even fiercer hunger. Asterisk, one hand tore through Jungkook's hair, the other clawed at his shoulder as he pushed him hard against the iron pillar. Metal clanged softly in the quiet night, echoing like a warning. Asterisk, they were no longer playing. Asterisk, this was war. Asterisk, and neither of them wanted to win. They just wanted to burn together. Asterisk, Jungkook let out a low, guttural sound into the kiss, part groan, part growl, as his back hit the pillar. The force of the impact shot a wave of heat through his body, the adrenaline and desire driving him wild. He gripped Jimin even tighter, fingers digging into his hip with bruising force. Asterisk, he broke the kiss with a sharp breath, his eyes dark and wild as he looked down at Jimin, voice rough and breathless. You're not playing fair. Asterisk, Jimin laughed low, mocking, utterly unrepentant, as he dragged his thumb across Jungkook's kiss-swollen lip. Asterisk, his eyes glinted like fire in the dark. Since when has this ever been about fair? Asterisk, he leaned in, breath hot against the shell of Jungkook's ear. Asterisk, you wanted me to shut you up. Asterisk, a slow smirk curled on his lips before he pulled back just enough to whisper, asterisk, mission accomplished. Asterisk, Jungkook's breath hitched at the words, at the feeling of Jimin's thumb dragging over his lip, at the hot breath against his ear. This man, this goddamn man, he was driving him insane. Asterisk, he let out a low, rough sound somewhere between a laugh and a growl. And then he pushed off the pillar, spinning Jimin around until he had him backed against it instead. Asterisk, he pressed their hips together, eyes dark and dangerous. Don't get cocky now, princess. Asterisk, a sharp, breathless gasp escaped Jimin when he was suddenly pressed against the iron pillar, his head spinning. God, he'd forgotten how damn strong JIKOOK was. He could feel every inch of that hard body pressed against his, the heat between them flaring hotter as their hips ground together. He gripped JIKOOK's shoulders, nails digging in through the fabric of his shirt. He let out an unsteady breath, trying to sound nonchalant, despite the way his heart was racing. And what if I am? JIKOOK pressed even closer, pinning Jimin between the pillar and his body, so close there was no space left between them. He could feel every breath, every heartbeat, every goddamn nerve in his body, singing with heat and hunger. He leaned in, lips brushing over the other man's ear as he spoke, voice rough, commanding. Then I'll have to remind you who's in charge. His hand moved to Jimin's neck, gripping it just tightly enough to make him catch his breath. Then try it. Jimin breathed, his voice low and trembling with a mix of defiance and something dangerously close to surrender. His fingers flexed against JIKOOK's shoulders, claws digging deeper into the fabric. He tilted his chin up, bared his throat, as if daring him, offering a challenge wrapped in silk. See if you can make me listen. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. A dark, possessive heat flared in JIKOOK's eyes, seeing Jimin like this, all defiant challenge and silk-wrapped submission. His fingers curled tighter around Jimin's neck, grip just firm enough to be possessive, without cutting off his breath. He pressed even closer, his body molding to the other man's, the heat between them burning so hot he could feel it in his bones. He leaned in, lips brushing over Jimin's ear, voice a low, rough whisper. You're asking for trouble, princess. Then give it to me. Jimin whispered, his voice so damn breathless it almost broke the word in half.